Hey everyone, thank you for taking the time to come hang out with me today. If you're new here, my name is Blake. I'm a 30-year-old nurse, personal finance enthusiast, cash budgeter, and owner of a little shop on Etsy called WalletWell, where I make cash budgeting supplies and accessories to make your savings journey a little more fun. So welcome back. If you are a regular subscriber, hello to all the new faces out there. It's nice to have you guys joining the community. So today is going to be another cash stuffing video. I've been slacking a little bit, so I'm trying to get back into my routine of my bi-weekly cash stuffings where I stuff my sinking funds and savings challenges. So as most of you know, I only stuff for a few things like travel and gas and things like that. And then it's the majority of my stuffings are savings challenges. I do a lot of kind of online banking and I do some digital envelopes as well, which I always forget to include in this video. But if I remember, I will put in a little slide of what's in my digital envelopes so that you can see kind of the totals and everything and the categories that I do with those. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So today I've got a couple new things here. This is from Raelynn over at TheRaemarkableDollar. It is her new cash bags that she has just come out with from the Still collection. I think that's beautiful. So this is the peppercorn color. I'm going to go ahead and open it up here. It's amazing. The quality of the leather is awesome. A little zipper pouch on the back here that I just store my, usually my cash breakdown slip. I usually just pop that in there. You can put a pen or anything in there. Comes with a nice little wrist strap. And then opening it up here, huge pocket. Fit lots of cash in there, receipts, anything like that. Even you could put your phone in there too. So yeah, so go ahead and check out her newest collection, the Still collection. This is the peppercorn color. And then to go along with that, she released these amazing magnetic bookmarks that you can use, you know, to hold your money together like I am here, or you can use them in your cash stuffing, your binders to kind of group pages together and dashboards and things like that. So a lot of uses for these. So I had to pick a couple of those up as well. So let's go ahead and we'll do a quick cash count here. I believe if everything is correct, we're going to be stuffing around $835 is what I have planned, and that should be what I have here. Let's go ahead and turn that on. We'll undo our little bookmark here. All right, so we've got our cash, lots of fives this time. You guys ready? Here we go. So we've got $100 bill. And for 50s, we've got 51, 152, 253, 350. We got our 20s here. We got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60. So 260. And then our fives. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 25. It's 125. 835. Perfect. That's exactly what we have planned for. Just off to the side here, I will show you. I've got my little cash planning sheet here and all my categories and things divided up. So the reason that we have so many fives this time is I've got some new savings challenges and games and things that we're going to be using some kind of lower denominations for. So I took some extra fives out for that. All right, so onto our first binder. This is my sinking fund binder. You've probably all seen this before. Just the newest addition to this. I just recently released, so I've updated some colors for the money bag pins. So just to show you here as an example. So we've now got this bubblegum pink color in the money bag pin, as well as this kind of like beige nude color, which I think is great. Everyone is loving this one so far. So we have two new colors of the money bag pin, as well as I've released these new pins here. It's kind of a quote pin: budget, save, invest, and then just has the little WalletWell logo at the bottom. This, I wanted to make, some kind of quote pin, and I thought that I use this slogan on my boxes that I ship to you guys. And really, it's just a daily reminder, a mindset, to budget, save as much as you can, and invest either, traditionally in investments to grow your wealth, or investing in, financial education and literacy to help you well on your way to wealth and prospering in your finances. So that's this new pin. You can find that on my shop. It's available now as well. Sorry guys if the light is changing a little bit. It's a very kind of gloomy day out, and yeah, the clouds are moving and all the things are happening, so lighting might change a little bit here. All right, so flipping through to our first envelope here. So we've got travel. We're not adding anything to travel this week. We're going to go ahead and go next to New York. So we're going to be adding $100 into our New York City fund, going to New York around Christmas time with our moms. So we're trying to save up some extra cash for that. So total now we've got 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 20, 40, 60, 80. So is that 900? I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that makes 900. So we've got $900 in our New York fund, which we are well on our way to savings goals for that. I think we need around maybe $1,500, I think is what I said the goal was. So we're doing very well with that one. US dollars, we're not adding anything to that envelope this week. And what else? Card annuals. So card annuals is going to get $50. Those are for the premium credit cards that we use a lot for travel, for perks and things like that. So we've got 100, 2, 3, 4, 500, 600, $750 in there now, which that is great. That's adding up very fast. Then we've got gas. So we are putting $50 into gas this week, and we still have some left over from the previous stuffing. So let's see what we have here now total. So we've got 50, 100, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70. So $170 in gas. That should do me probably for at least the rest of the month, I would say. I don't really go too far, just work and home and the post office to drop off orders for you guys. So flipping through here, then we are at luxury. We're not adding anything to that, and nothing in our buffer or back to the bank. So that's it for the sinking funds. If I haven't thrown up my digital sinking funds yet and my digital envelopes, I will add that to the video here before we move on to our next binder. All right, so moving on, we are now going to be heading into our savings challenges. So this is my savings challenges binder. So we're just going to go ahead here and start flipping through. Okay, so first thing we come to is my Rewatch series. So I did just finish season 5 of The Vampire Diaries. So I'm going to go ahead and take this tracker out. If you're not familiar with this, I created these Rewatch series savings challenges to kind of binge through the old TV series. I find myself, while I'm packing orders and things like that, just having shows on in the background. So I thought it would be a great way to save some extra money. As you complete each season, there's a goal for you to save. So season 5 of The Vampire Diaries is $50. So we're going to be adding that to our envelope this time. I'll color that in. Let that dry. And then we're going to be adding $50 to this challenge. So now in total for our Rewatch series, we've got We got 50, and then we got 20, 40, 60, 81. So we've got $150 in there. And for this challenge specifically, once I finish the series, we'll be saving $360. And then I'll have to move on to a new show after that, which I'm not sure which one I want to do yet, but we'll figure that out. Christmas, we're skipping that one this time, and on my next cash stuffing, we'll add $100 to that envelope. Mean Girls. All right. You guys all know this challenge. Currently, we're working on Angie's challenge from Angie's Finance, the You Can't Sit With Us challenge. And this week, we are adding, let's see here, $10 to this challenge. So 5 and 10. So in this challenge, currently we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 125, 30, 130. And I've just been rolling over everybody's money from their challenges. So we finished Cooper's $100 challenge a few weeks ago, and we just started Angie's. So I'm going to keep all the money related to Mean Girls in that envelope for now. Flipping through here, let's fix that. We are moving on to our Harry Potter challenges. These are from Ina Budgets. We're currently working on the Slytherin House challenge, and that challenge, like every cash stuffing, is going to get $20. So in here currently, adding the 20, we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 140 in the Slytherin challenge. Awesome. Flipping through, now we're going to be adding to my Savings Era challenge, and we're currently working on the Enchanted challenge. So I think I've allotted, let's see here. So I messed this one up. I thought that this one said 40 when I looked last time, so I only allotted $40 for this challenge this week. So I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to add that in as an extra amount this week. So I'm not going to color anything in, and we'll just take $40 and we'll just add that directly to our challenge here. Save an extra 20 along the way, or an extra 40, I guess. So in here currently we have 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80. That's $310 in the Taylor Swift inspired challenges. So next week I'll be sure to add the correct amount so that we can color in one of our trackers. And then month ahead, this is just to save 1 month's of living expenses. So currently we're working on the mortgage and rent. So we're adding 20, 30, 35. This week we'll color another little house icon in. And once we're finished with the extra mortgage payment, then I'll be moving on to, something else like electricity or water, different bills that we pay every month. So I'm just going to reorganize this a little bit. All right. So to make this easier for myself, because my brain works in like even numbers, so we're going to take this 10 and move it up here, because we're going to go 100, 20, 40, 50. So 150, and then another 50. So that's 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So 350 currently in the month ahead challenge. All right, so now we're going to move on to kind of my overflow savings challenge binder. Just because I have a lot of savings challenges and things were starting to get pretty tight in this binder. I think I'm going to have to take this bookmark out at the back because it keeps getting caught and it doesn't want to close properly. All right, so now we're on to my Overflow Savings Challenge binder. I've added in my newest pin here as well. I think it's looking great, starting to shape up with everything there. So let's go ahead and okay, so we're starting with roll and save. So this is a new challenge that I've added to the shop. Essentially with this, we're just going to roll a dice. I think we'll probably do it like 4 times today, and whatever numbers we get, we're going to cross them off our challenge here and put that money into the envelope. Okay, so we're going to put our tracker up here. I've got my dice here. It was off camera here, but you can't really see it. So first thing we're going to roll is, oh, let's do that one again. Let's just do this. This might make it easier. So first one is a 3. So let's cross that guy off. We'll do another one here. We'll do 4 rolls. A 5. So we'll cross this guy off. And we've got a 2. One more. And a 6. Look at that. A lot in the first row here. So with 4 rolls, we have a 3, a 6, a 5, and a 2. So adding all this up, we've got 3 and 6. So that's 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. And 2 and 14 is 16. So again, with my Canadian money, I can't really add $1 denominations. So we're just going to round that down to $15. I'm going to take 5, 10, and $15. So we're going to add $15 to the roll and save envelope. And I did a lot, let's see how much. I did a lot 25 to the roll and save this week, so I will have a little bit extra left in my cash tray that I might use for my buffer if I have anything left over. So then moving on to Save the Suits. This is a new challenge as well. And this is one that I created recently and launched. It's essentially a little bit of a card game and savings challenge. So what it is you take a deck of cards. Any deck of cards will do. I did recently release also this pack of playing cards. It's kind of money themed. I'll show you here, for example. So these playing cards, they all have Benjamin Franklin on here. $100 bill kind of idea, and then on the back is your standard deck of playing cards. So the idea with this challenge is to pick a number of playing cards that you want to draw for this week, and then there's different suits on here that match obviously the suits of a standard deck of cards. So every time you pull, you know, some cards, if you want to do 2 cards this week, a 10 and an 8. So you would fill in for clubs here, you would find a club icon, fill in 10, find a diamond icon on here, put the 8 in there, and then you would save $18 total. So any of the number cards are just face value, so 10 and 8. If you get a face card, like a queen, king, jack, those are all worth $10, and then aces are $1. And if you want to switch it up yourself and, you know, change the denominations and things, you can feel free to do that. So just as an example here, I will start off. I'm just going to shuffle these cards really quickly. And these cards are made from like a PVC kind of material. So they're very slippery and slidey, which is perfect for shuffling. They've got a nice feel to them too. And they're waterproof, so if you spill anything on them, you're good. So let's pick 4 cards this week. And let's flip them over here and see what we've got. All right, I'm gonna put this up here so that you guys can see this. So these are the cards that we drew this week. So we have a 10 of spades, 10 of hearts, 8 of hearts, and 6 of spades. So I'm gonna go ahead on my tracker here and start filling these amounts in. So as you can see here, I filled in the 10 of spades, 10 of hearts, 8 of hearts, and 6 of spades there. So essentially, you complete this challenge once all of your cards are full and the money is saved in your envelopes. And if you use dry erase markers, these are laminated so you can, just erase them and start over and play again if you want. So this week we are adding now, so 10 and 10 is 20, and then 8 and 6 is 14, so 20 and 14 is $34. So again, I'll be rounding up to $35 with my Canadian money here. So we're going to take 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, $35 that we're going to add to the Save the Suits challenge for this week. I'm going to take my cards and put those back. So flipping through here, we're not adding anything to the Safari or the Bears challenge this week. Nothing in all of these trackers just yet. Making our way to the denomination challenges. So we've added the $5 challenge now. This is from Raelynn over at TheRaemarkableDollar. So this week we're going to be adding to this, and we're going to be putting $15 in here. So we're going to use our fives, obviously, 5, 10, 15. And these envelopes, so the tracker's from Raelynn, and the envelopes come from J Budgets, Julia. She's a Canadian cash budgeter as well, and she made these watercolor envelopes. And the colors that she had listed on her shop corresponded to kind of the colors of the Canadian bills. So I went ahead and custom ordered each of these envelopes just with like 5, 10, 20, 50, things like that on there. So let's go ahead and fill this in. So we're going to say 5, 10, 15. So I believe now we've started all of the denomination challenges. Not going to add to each of them every week, but we will see how it goes. So that completes the fives there. We're going to skip tens. Oh, I guess we haven't started tens. And we're going to add to 20. So we're going to add one $20 bill to this challenge. So we should have a total of $80 in there now. 20, 40, 60, 80. Perfect. That back in there. We're not adding anything to 50 or 100 this week. We are going to be adding to our fourth wing challenge. So if you know, last week we did scratch off another challenge here, and I think, let's see what I have allocated because I can't remember. Yeah, so we did scratch off the $17 denomination last week. So again, I'm just going to round that up to $20, and we're going to add that to our envelope here. So now we've got 2045. And now I'm going to scratch off another circle for next week. So it looks like next week we will be adding $33 to this envelope. We'll either round that up or down again, but that's what will be planned for that challenge. So that completes the Overflow Savings Challenge binder. Now, as you can see, I still have some cash left in here. I do have plans for that, and we will talk about it right now. So as you guys know, I just recently released the Monthly Money Affirmation Challenge. So this is essentially a kind of monthly, yearly challenge bundle that you're going to get from my shop if you order this. So it is essentially, just go through and show you here if you haven't seen it already. So it comes with a nice little laminated dashboard on the front, and on the back just says manifest, save, and grow. So then flipping through here, you're going to have an envelope and a tracker for every month of the year. So on one side of the tracker is a money affirmation, and on the other side of the tracker is your monthly savings. So essentially each month, the goal of this is to kind of focus on, your one affirmation. So this one for January is I attract new wealth daily. And all you folks out there that know about, manifesting and affirmations, this bundle is definitely for you. So focus on this for your month, and then try and save for your goals for that month. So this challenge total over the span of the year is equal to $1,000. So if you save up the amounts that are indicated on each card, you will have $1,000 by the end of the year. So this recently released in my shop, but obviously it is now May and I'm a little behind. So my thoughts were to catch up so that I can go through and save monthly along with you guys as well that have already purchased this from my shop. So I do have two versions of this. I have the 1K version as well as a 3K. So depending on what your savings goals are, obviously the other one, each month it's a little bit more money. So these ones typically kind of range around $80, $85, $90 a month to save. And the 3K version is around, I think, like 200s to like 250s every month. So quickly, I'm just going to go through here and add each amount to catch up here on my months. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. So for January, the monthly affirmation was I attract new wealth daily. So this is a laminated tracker as well. So you're able to reuse this as many times as you see fit every year if you'd like to. So for January, we're adding $85 total to this envelope. So 50, 70, 75, 80, $85. So I'm just going to put a little check mark on all of those to say that we've completed it. And then we'll just put them back in the envelope here. All right. So that was January. February, money flows with love and ease. And the total for this month is $80. So we're going to do 50, 70, and 80. And I also wanted to mention that I've kind of structured these so that I know some people on their yearly monthlies will do four different denominations, so that if you're saving, weekly, you're able to add to the envelope every week. But I wanted to do this kind of in just three, just in the event that you don't want to save for this every week of the month, and you want to contribute to another challenge or something. You don't necessarily need to add money to this every week. So for March, my income is always growing. And the total for this is 90. So 50 and 20 is 70, and another 20 is 90. So we're going to check off everything for March. And flipping through again, we are now on to April. So April says, I am worthy of abundance. So So for this tracker, the total for this month is 80 as well. So we've got 50 and 20 is 70. So we got 50 and 20 is 70, 75 and 80. Okay, and now moving on to May. So I had originally planned for $25 for this, but clearly I've messed up somewhere because I've got $40 left. But I think maybe what happened there is that I think I should have had $15 left over with the, let me just check my sheet here. With the roll and save, I only added $15. Yep. I only added $15 to roll and save, and I only added 35. So I should have $15 left over. So 25 and 15 is 40, so that's why I've got $40 here. So technically, I guess I didn't mess up. I just don't have the correct denominations to add to this envelope. So maybe instead of adding that extra $15 to my buffer, what I'll just do is I'll add $40 to start May off for this challenge. So on May, the affirmation is saving empowers my future. So we'll add $40 there, and that will get us started for May. So we are well on our way to saving $1,000 throughout the year. Super excited about this challenge. I think it's a fun way to save a little bit at a time. So you'll see this added to my cash stuffings and savings challenge videos every week. So that's it, guys. That's everything for today. It's probably a bit of a longer video because I've added a few things and some games that take some time. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video all the way through. If you have, comment below if you have any comments or questions. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you guys over on Instagram as well as in the next video. Bye.